Let's talk about millennials being the last generation to straddle this pre- and post-internet world. This idea struck me as I was heading back home from the gym. On the subway, a dozen high school students flooded in. I noticed most of them were engrossed in their phones, playing games. None of them were interacting or even looking at each other. It made me think back to my high school days, hanging out with friends at the mall. We would stroll around, grab smoothies, and chat endlessly about nothing in particular. We were carefree, just happy to be in each other's company. Growing up in the early 2000s, we had cell phones, but they were those flip phones. The most we could do was T9 text. For those unfamiliar, T9 texting involved pressing a number multiple times to get the desired letter. It wasn't fast by any means, and most times you'd just send a "where are you?" or "call me" text. Our phones were for emergencies, not to replace the real-time connections we had with each other. I glanced at them one last time before getting off at my station. A pang of sadness washed over me as I watched them. When I got home, I shared this thought with my husband, sparking a deeper conversation. Are we the last generation who had a childhood that was device-free? We played in the sun, we played in the rain, we played in the snow. We would run to our neighbor's house and yell for our friend to come out. We played till the sun set, till our parents yelled for us to come out. Remember the days when you had to wait by the radio to hear your favorite song? Or eagerly hope that MTV would play that one track? The joy of catching it live was unmatched. Songs weren't on demand unless you had the cassette. And even then, you had to rewind and play it again. It was a process, not just a button press. In those days of playing tag, hide and seek, and limited information, our world subtly shifted. And then came this, the infamous dial-up sound. Music to our ears. It was like being introduced to a whole new world. One that was literally at our fingertips. Though let's be real, Google wasn't even a thing yet. And let's face it, most of our time on that dial-up computer was spent playing video games. If you had a friend or relative, you'd be sending them messages or chatting on Messenger. AOL Messenger came a little later. And boy, did it change the game. That technology gave you some serious bragging rights at school. If you were one of the lucky few with a computer, your house was the after-school hotspot for gaming marathons. Then the internet leveled up. Enter LimeWire and Kazaa, your go-to for downloading songs, movies, and TV shows. We all had that moment of panic, thinking the FBI was going to bust down our doors for those torrent downloads. Then came the social media revolution. MySpace, Orkut, and the slow, dramatic entrance of Facebook, which, fun fact, was exclusive to college kids at first. You needed a university email to join. Talk about elite status. Before we knew it, our flip phones had magically morphed into smartphones. It was like watching a caterpillar turn into a butterfly. The dial-up tune was our jam, and we loved it. And those clunky iPods? They were our prized possessions. Apps were just around the corner, but not quite there yet. Patience, young grasshopper. In college, our phones were dating app-free zones. Imagine that, no Uber or Lyft. We had to actually hail a taxi. The horror. Apps on our phones were still in their baby stages. Cute, but not very useful. As we grew up, so did our ability to master technology. We slowly became pros at Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. We turned into tech gurus for our parents, teaching them how to text and navigate this new digital jungle. And honestly, having to teach our parents kept us grounded in the real world. Like, remember when COVID hit and we had to teach our parents how to scan QR codes for menus? I could see the light in their eyes dimming. They looked so tired, like, do I really have to learn one more thing just to eat? It was tough for them to keep up. And AI? Oh, that was still on the horizon. I won't dive into AI, whether it's the hero, the villain, or just plain weird. That's a rabbit hole for another day. But my ramblings, musings, and half-baked opinions that many of you might share are, imagine all of us at 80 or 90 years old. We're the last voices standing, the final storytellers who can regale the new generation with tales of a world before AI, robots, and whatever else the future throws at us. Once upon a time, in a land not so far away, people actually enjoyed simple conversations. Shocking, right? They loved having guests over for a cup of tea to gossip about the neighborhood aunt, or that one mean neighbor everyone secretly disliked. There was a time when you couldn't text someone 24/7 to know their every move. And guess what? It was totally fine. We were the last generation to be the guinea pigs of the internet world. Lucky us, right? It was a mess, but hey, it was our mess. We became the bridge between two worlds, nostalgic for the simplicity of before, but fully wired into the new one. Talk about multitasking, and maybe, just maybe, that's our superpower. These are our epic tales of burning CDs and making mixtapes. Ah, the good old days. And the hilarious stories of teaching our parents how to use WhatsApp and explaining group messaging. Patience is a virtue, folks. We went from yelling for our friends to come out and play to having meetings over Zoom. We've seen it all. And guess what? We're still here, standing strong.